right, guys, welcome back to the Mid-Level Media Channel. This is your hub for everything physical media and entertainment. I am Ken. Today, guys, we are here to review the new Edward Scissorhands 4K Steelbook from Disney. Look at that thing, guys. Look at old Johnny Depp on the cover. You got Winona Ryder right there. He's just, chopping it up on this Steelbook. Look, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I have been watching Edward Scissorhands since it came out. Like, I think back in 1990, 1991, I remember watching this at certain family get-togethers on VHS tape. Like, everybody in my family felt like everybody loved this movie. I have never really loved this movie. This is one to me that, I appreciate it more now in my adult years. I've got nostalgia for it, just because I watched it when I was a kid. But I have like a block with the film. Like I watching it this time, like I can enjoy parts of it. I can be like, oh, that's fun. Like that's whimsical. That's nice. Tim Burton, he's got a certain style to him and his directing that I enjoy. I like a lot of early Tim Burton movies, but I have like this block with this movie. I cannot seem to get to where like I'll say or I'll feel like I like it, and especially not love it. So every time I pop this in, it was probably since I think 2017. I got this 25th anniversary Blu-ray, I think at a Walmart in a bin actually for like $7.99. And I watched it that night as soon as I came home because it had been years since I'd seen it. And when I watched it then, I was like, okay, well, I can appreciate certain parts of this movie now. I love Alan Arkin in this film. I think he's so good. I like how the family, and we're just jumping into the movie review, guys. We'll get to the 4K in it here in a second. I like how the family just accepts this like weird, odd monster of sorts, like into their family, into their house. I'm not sure like exactly what Edward, he's some kind of creation. That's what I mean. He's essentially Frankenstein, with knives, scissors for hands. And Vincent Price is the creator that made him. And he's been stuck in this mansion for years. And nobody in this town seemed to know about him. I don't know. We just have to accept all this stuff in this Tim Burton otherworldly fantasy land. But there's just something about Johnny Depp and his performance in this. I'm not a huge Johnny Depp fan anyway, guys. I'm gonna be honest. There's some movies I think he's okay in, but like I think this is where it started for me. Like this is where the Johnny Depp hate train kind of started with me. I love Sleepy Hollow. I think that is Johnny Depp's maybe best movie to me, and certainly his best, Tim Burton collaboration. I love Sleepy Hollow, and I think he's actually great in that movie. Other than that, like everything else that they've ever done together, I haven't seen Ed Wood in a while. I would want to rewatch Ed Wood. That's my thoughts on the movie, so you guys can maybe kind of understand where I'm coming from with this. I may make fun of the movie, of the character. It's an okay movie. Like, I get it. Like, I understand people like it. I've had this block. Diane Wiest is great. I love her. She's like the mom of my childhood. Lost Boys, Footloose, this, Parenthood. Like, she's in a lot of great stuff. I just can't get into it. I understand the fandom. I just can't get into it. But yeah, we're gonna talk about the 4K, unbox the Steelbook, all that good stuff. Before we get into it, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Am I dead wrong about Edward Scissorhands? Let me know about it in the comments section below. I'll also be linking this Steelbook down below because it's still available. And that's another thing I want to talk about. It does not feel like people care about Edward Scissorhands on 4K at all, at least from my perspective. Like, when I announced this on the physical media report, it was like one of the lowest view count physical media reports I've had in years. Like nobody seemed to care that Edward Scissorhands was coming, and it's still in stock. I don't think people care about this movie. At least I don't think people care enough about it to get it on 4K. Maybe it'll sell out tomorrow, but as of right now, we're past the release date. I pre-ordered this on Amazon day one. I thought this was going to be gone in like a week. I really did. I mean, that's the model. Maybe that is produced enough this time. I don't know. But it does not feel like the excitement was there for this movie like I anticipated. I think maybe there's more people like me out there than there's not. I know there's fans of this movie for sure, but like for years we talked about Edward Scissorhands coming to 4K, and it always felt like people would be very excited. I always got comments about it, people wanting it to come to 4K. And maybe those people bought it, but it doesn't feel like it's the excitement is there for this in the same way that it was for Tombstone, for Kingdom of Heaven, even Master and Commander. I feel like had more hype behind it than and the Trons certainly had more hype behind them. Edward Scissorhands, when this came out, it was almost like nobody nobody cared at all. Nobody watched the video where I announced it, and nobody did, the hype just wasn't there. So I don't know what's going on with Edward Scissorhands. Let me know. Let me know if you got it or if you didn't get it. Like, why didn't you get it? Do you feel the same way I do? Or maybe you're just good with your Blu-ray. I will say it's hard to watch this movie like during because this like Halloween's Friday. And it's hard to watch this movie right now. Like, yeah, there's some creepier gothic aspects to the movie, but it really feels like a seasonal like Christmas movie, like November Christmas time type film. Like I would enjoy, I feel like maybe I would enjoy this a little bit more watching it during that season. And it's a family story too at the end of the day. But yeah, I want to talk about that real quick. Just the fact that it does not feel like people care at all about Edward Scissorhands coming to 4K. And I don't know why. I really don't, because I have heard like for years people asking for this, like people wanting Edward Scissorhands on 4K. And maybe honestly, maybe it's Disney's Steelbook burnout. I think people are just burnt out with this crap. Like they want their standard editions, and there is a standard edition of Edward Scissorhands on 4K, but it's just in the UK. You got to get it off of Diabolic, off of Orbit if you're in the States, or maybe Amazon UK as well. And if you're in the UK, obviously you can order it, pick it up wherever you buy your Blu-rays and 4Ks. But in the States, we only got the Steelbook. Over in the UK, they got both the standard version with the slipcover and the Steelbook as well. I think people are burnt. I think they're getting burnt out on this Disney crap. And there's some other stuff that has to do with this release that I think people are tired of. I really do. I think they want a little bit more effort into these releases, and we're going to talk about that with this review today. Let's talk about the 4K, okay? This is what I really want to get into. It's a native 4K. It's got Dolby Vision. It's got HDR10. And look, like when I first popped in this 4K, I was like, this is going to look gorgeous. And it did. It looked really good to me when I was watching it on 4K. Like, this is a movie that I bought this knowing that I'm not a huge fan of the film, but I just wanted to get it. I also wanted to talk about it with you guys. And I'm not, yeah, I wonder why, but I'm not on the Disney review list. I'm like, they don't like me over at Disney. They don't send me anything. So I had to purchase this myself off of Amazon. I do get stuff from some studios, but Disney, not a fan of me. And honestly, I'm not a huge fan of them either. So that's okay. So I bought this because I wanted to get my thoughts on it out there for you guys, because I thought at the time it was going to be a big release. And also I thought this movie was going to look great visually, because you got that really like bright, colorful town contrasted with that dark gothic mansion on the hill. You got like snowfall and just like the snow and the blues and the gothic mansion. I thought all that stuff was going to look so good on 4K. And it does. And I do think the HDR brings an intensity to the colors and some of the darker moments with the blacks that I don't think is present on the Blu-ray. But damn it, I popped in this Blu-ray like directly after. And the Blu-ray, I think it's the same Blu-ray. The same Blu-ray is in this set. So you got the Blu-ray, you got the 4K. But I popped in this Blu-ray, and I started it up, and you got Diane Weiss like walking around the town. I was like, damn, this looks really good in Blu-ray too. And like all those colors are there. Yes, they're a little bit more intense, and you can notice them. You can notice those colors a little bit more bright, vibrant with that HDR, with the Dolby Vision. But when I popped in this Blu-ray, like I was like, I can't lie about this. This is a freaking awesome Blu-ray. This looks great on Blu-ray. And yeah, it looks better than the 4K looks better. It certainly does, but not that much better. And I think that, you know, as far as the clarity is concerned, you got those up close shots on the characters in the beginning. And because I didn't watch the entirety of the Blu-ray again, I watched the entirety of the 4K, and the detail is great. It's great detail. It's great clarity. Like, again, really great Blu-ray. Even the stuff in the mansion, it looks a little bit better because you got the HDR, it dims things up a little bit, makes things look a little bit more natural. But the Blu-ray looks damn good as well. So it's like, I'm scrolling through like all the parts I thought was going to look awesome in 4K, and they do look really good in 4K. But I watched it in Blu-ray, and I was like, it looks really good in Blu-ray too. So I honestly, guys, if you're just a massive Edward Scissorhands fan, you got to have it in the uptick picture quality. Maybe you want to get this. If you're not, I don't recommend getting this on the picture quality. And to be completely honest, we can go ahead and get into this as well. Special features wise, there's nothing different. They didn't add anything in terms of special features. So it's not like you're buying this to get brand new features. You're not getting any of that. Now, there is a Dolby Atmos here. You got the Dolby Atmos and you got the Dolby True HD 7.1. That is an upgrade in audio for this release. So if you're an audio head, if you're an audio junkie, you got that full setup, then you might want to get it for the audio. It is a beautiful Danny Elfman score. Other than that, I don't think this is a film that really like needs like a Dolby Atmos or that full like surround sound. I don't think it has those big moments that really necessitate that. But again, if you're just into the audio and you want that Dolby Atmos for Edward Scissorhands, like this is going to be an upgrade in audio as well as picture quality. It may even be a bigger upgrade in audio than it is picture quality, honestly. But there's no new special features. Also, this Blu-ray, the menu screen is exactly the same as the 4K. The 4K menu screen, like when I popped it on, I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. It's the same as the Blu-ray. I didn't remember, but it's exactly the same. The Blu-ray on this is exactly the same as well. So I do think this is the same Blu-ray as this Blu-ray. I don't think they upgraded this at all, did a new 4K scan or anything with the Blu-ray, but the 4K has the same menu as well. So that is also lazy. They did the same menu as the Blu-ray, nothing different. You do have a couple of audio commentaries, but again, those audio commentaries are on this 25th anniversary Blu-ray edition. So all the stuff's the same. To me, you get a little bit of an uptick in picture quality. You get the Atmos. Other than that, like maybe you're just buying this for the Steelbook, which we can unbox the Steelbook now as well and get into that. So I like this little wraparound, you know, J card right here. And to be honest, like I like the cover of the Steelbook. I think it feels very Edward Scissorhands. But on the back right there, guys, you got, again, right there in special features, nothing. I mean, they didn't even do anything back in the day. It's like a 4-minute featurette. Like they'd never done anything with Edward Scissorhands, which is very weird. I mean, this is a Tim Burton movie, for crying out loud. Like this deserves some kind of like definitive treatment, like for fans of this film. But you've got all the images right there. You got the casting list, 20th Century Fox logo at the bottom. Let's take this off. You do have a digital code on the inside as well. But I mean, this thing's going for $41.49 right now currently, guys. Like I said, it's still in stock. So again, you got to decide, like, is it worth it? Just for an uptick in audio and a little bit of an uptick in picture quality. And then you got Winona Ryder on the back right there, which is pretty cool. I mean, it's a nice Steelbook. And you got some nice interior artwork of the mansion, of the Gothic mansion, which is cool. And all that stuff looks good, guys. It's just, I can't recommend this personally. I really can't. I would tell you not to bother with it. I honestly would, unless you are just a massive Edward Scissorhands fan and you got to have all the Edward Scissorhands editions and you got to have the definitive edition, because it's sad to say this is the definitive edition of Edward Scissorhands. The picture quality looks a little bit better than the Blu-ray. It has the uptick in audio. No new special features, but it's got the nice Steelbook edition. So it is the definitive edition, but this definitive edition still, for this movie, as iconic, as important as it is, at least I thought it was, again, nobody seems to care. It deserves much better. It deserves like a Criterion release, honestly. I feel like this movie deserves some kind of Criterion release. So I don't know, guys. I think this is a piss poor job. Honestly, I'm not saying Disney did a terrible job on the 4K. I'm really not. As the actual edition, as making people feel like this is a must own, they need this, I think they did a shitty job. Honestly, I just don't think that Disney did it. And honestly, at this point, it's making me rethink like everything that Disney's done like all year long. I mean, how long can they continue to do these Steelbook upgrades, only Steelbook to 4K? Upgrades to 4K, no new features. They're actually taking away features in some case, like the Tombstone 4K. They didn't have the director's cut on it. They took away some of the making of features, I think. Also, I think with Master and Commander and maybe Kingdom of Heaven, they also took away some features. So how long can they continue this? How long can they keep this up before people catch on? They're like, these editions are just not worth it. Like, I'll just keep my Blu-ray. If you all aren't going to put any actual effort into this, I'm not going to put my money towards what you're putting out. And then Disney's going to take that as, well, nobody likes physical media anymore, and then they're just going to quit doing this stuff altogether. I don't know what the answer is, guys. I just know that this ain't it. It ain't it. When you got people like Arrow Video out there and Shout Factory and Criterion doing these definitive editions, when you got Lionsgate adding new features, Warner Brothers adding new features, like doing all kinds of great stuff, this isn't good enough. It just isn't. Like, put out a nice Steelbook, cool. Not everybody likes Steelbooks, Disney. Not everybody likes fucking Steelbooks, okay? They don't. I'm fine with them. I made peace with them, but not everybody likes that shit. Okay. So quit it. Stop it. Put out a slipcover version. You'll probably sell more and get some more bang for your buck. But all right, guys. So, look, my thoughts on the movie really had nothing to do with the review here. I honestly, I want people that are fans of this film to get a great edition. I want them to get a great edition of this movie, but this ain't it. If they would have added some features, I could recommend this, but the uptick in picture quality is minuscule in my opinion. This Blu-ray looks great, and honestly, I think that I'm going to feel the same way if they do Fight Club. And I know they're going to do Fight Club at some point because that Fight Club Blu-ray looks so effing good. I watched that earlier this year with my son. He watched it for the first time and it looked incredible. I was like, damn, and maybe it's just the Fox Blu-rays. Maybe they were just firing on all cylinders, doing a great job with those HD Blu-ray transfers. And I was like, damn, this looks so good. I don't even know if I would need to upgrade this to 4K. So if Disney puts out a 4K Steelbook of Flight Club with some soap on it and shit and doesn't add any new features, I don't think I'm going to get it. I really don't, because I'm kind of done with this crap, guys. I really am. But that's my review of Edward Scissorhands, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on bell notifications for all future videos, and follow me on all my social media accounts. Those links are down below in the description, and we'll see you next time.